Welcome back to the videos, guys. Today what we're going to be doing is swapping out these paddle shifters and the Golf R just to see if we can get something with a bit better feel, since these ones are pretty stubby from OEM factory. They're really nice though, but we have these two sets over here that we're going to swap out. So let's go ahead and get it done. In order to get these paddles off, what you're first going to do is look under the steering wheel. You might have to use a set of needle nose pliers. Right here. I have these in here just because I was doing it earlier, but you'll want to get a firm grip on the pin and just pull it out just like that. Now mine are already just a little bit out because I've been playing around with these paddles earlier, but for yours you might have to go in deeper and grab it out. Yep, and then right here. So I can just pull these pins out, and here's how the pins look. Pretty interesting how this is just like the system that just holds it in. It's really easy and simple to replace. Now that those two pins are off, you can go ahead and pull off the paddles, and there you have it. So let's take a look at the OEM paddles. These are really stubby like you guys saw against the wheel. What's really cool though is that if you'll notice, like right here, a piece of like acrylic that allows light to shine through and makes like this minus and the off and the plus button illuminated at night. We'll go ahead and take a look at these guys versus this set right here. The one on the left is going to be made out of an aluminum. It is powder coated in this black, so it does look well against the piano black trim of the car. This is the OEM one is just made out of a plastic. The metal one is taller as well, so it's better for reach, I would say, when you're trying to, maybe your hands are at like 10 and 2 trying to shift up there. One thing that I did wish that this that the OEM paddle has that this doesn't have is if you take a look at the grooves on the back, you'll notice where the metal ones are indented in, whereas on the OEM ones they kind of protrude out. It tends to have a lot better grip when you're trying to grab the pedal right here. With the design of this, it looks like and obviously feels like there's a difference over the indented version. So that's one thing that I do prefer on the OEM one over this one. But other from that, this definitely looks like pretty hefty piece. Installing it is really easy as well. You're just gonna you're gonna take your pin, and then I'll just open up my door just so it's a bit easier. And I don't know if you guys can see this on the GoPro, so maybe I'll film it on this camera instead. Psych, just kidding. I can't multitask with the camera in one hand and the paddle in the other. So we'll go ahead and install these metal shifters now. So it's really easy. All you have to do is you see this little hole right here and these two little teeth. Just slide it in and pop it in just like that. And now the pin will just go in on the bottom. There's a little hole there. Sometimes people turn on their car and turn the wheel so that this is facing up. It does, I did it earlier, it does help out a lot, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now. So you're gonna push that pin up into there, and you may or may not have to play around with it to get it right. And there you have it. The paddle shifter is installed on here. It doesn't stick as far out. It's kind of sad. I kind of like it when the paddle is a bit farther out, just because you don't have to reach in as further to grab it. So this guy sits a little lower profile, where this is a bit more aggressive. When you're clicking on it, I don't know if you guys can hear this on the camera, there's a nice quiet feedback on the OEM paddles, whereas with this one it's a bit more, yeah, you get more satisfying metal thunk, I would say, with it. But let's go ahead and take off this one and install the other side, and let's see how both of them look on the car. Both of them are secured in. There is a bit of wiggle to them. No big deal, as long as it's not too much play. With the black powder coat, it does match the trim and everything else in the car. My wheel is dirty, yes, so it doesn't look that great, but it does match the piano black trim like I was saying earlier, and it gives it a bit more of an aggressive feel as well. With these, obviously there is a tad bit more reach and grab when you're trying to reach for the pedal. Say your hands are up here for whatever reason, or if they're down here, you do get a little more length with these paddles, so it is nicer to have that. But for the most part, yeah, they fit nice, they look nice. Let's go ahead and move on to the second set of paddles. So these ones here are a custom set that I picked up from a user on our local forums. You'll notice earlier, like I pointed out, there's acrylic light bars inside of here that illuminate the plus and the minus at night. So that's one of the features that I really like as well, just because it's OEM plus. And with this finish, it's like kind of like a matte satin black finish. It does match the trim around here. So let's go ahead and pull off these metal ones, get these ones installed, and see how it looks. With these aftermarket paddles, it makes it really easy because there's like a little gap right here. If you have small fingers and hands like me, you can just stick your finger in here, grab the pin out, and it just comes out just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So if you notice, I'm holding the acrylic part in the sun right now, and the plus sign is illuminated, whereas if I take it out, then it's not illuminated. And there we go. That paddle's installed. So here's the aluminum one, and then here's the OEM plus one. You can definitely tell that the aluminum one is a bit taller than this one right here. But what I do like about the OEM plus one, it has these ridges that stretch up and down in the paddle. With these ridges, like I was talking about earlier, it's a lot easier to grip and grab the paddle, whereas the flat on the back of this makes it more susceptible to slipping. But let me go ahead and click on this one, the metal one. And you'll notice, like I said, there's a nice feedback, there's a nice thunk when you're clicking it. Whereas with this one, it's a lot more subtle, it's a lot more quiet, almost representing the OEM one. To be honest, in terms of feel, I like a lot more feedback. So that's where I would prefer the metal one, just because I know when I'm clicking it. Whereas this one, it's a bit iffy, like you still do have to put pressure to click it in, but it's not like, oh, like I know I'm clicking it every time kind of feel. As far as looks go, I do like this one as opposed to the metal one. It's because it matches with the trim more and it's a lot more subtle, I would say. So let's go ahead and pull off this side and then get the custom one on there and see how it looks. So both the custom ones are on here now. I do like the look of these as opposed to these metal ones right here, just because it's a nice OEM plus look. You know, it's not super aggressive, but it does increase the functionality of the paddles. I can grab it from up here or from the bottom now. The ridges are a lot larger as well, so it's a lot easier to grab onto the paddles when I need to. Only gripe about these, like I was talking about earlier, is just the feedback on them. Maybe we'll just have to get used to that. I'll probably run these for a bit, but for the most part, yeah, these paddles look definitely great and they suit the car a lot more than this, I feel like. Swaps over to this camera just to see how it looks like on here, but yeah, it looks a lot better than the stock ones. Kind of just nice OEM look with, like, you know, the illuminated plus and the minus signs. I think it just adds a little more characteristics, a little more maturity to the interior, or onto the wheel at least. Whereas these ones are really nice, like I was saying, really nice feedback, really nice, like, you know, fitment for the price. But I gotta hand it to these paddles right here. These custom ones, they're definitely the move to go. And you can see that they just stretch a little nub down here. So if I can get a full shot in, it is a bit sunny, sorry for the glare. Let me see if I roll this up, if it'll help out. But yeah, it's really nice, not too aggressive, but you know, still definitely helps out as opposed to the OEM shifters right here. And now, if you did read the title in the beginning of the video, yes, we are going to be giving away these metal paddle shifters. These will only fit the Golf R or GTI Mark 7s, so make sure you have those. These will not fit the Golf TSIs, TDIs, any of those. So if you have a Golf R, if you have a GTI that you'd like these paddle-ons, go ahead, click on the subscribe button and leave a comment of what car you have down below. And let's see, today I believe is April 7th. So yep, today is April 7th, so I'll probably give it until the 17th. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. Go ahead, leave a comment of which car you drive down below, and then we'll go ahead on the 17th, we'll pick a winner. Thank you for watching today's video. If you haven't already, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on the video and leave a comment down below. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you in another one.